podcast, aspiring personal trainers and fitness enthusiasts and fit pros out there. I'm your host, Manny Fraser, and in today's episode, we are going to talk about year one. I'm thrilled to guide you through this. I'd say that year one this is where you're really focused on one thing, entrepreneurship, relentless hustle, unyielding passion to deliver results to every single person. Unwavering commitment to outwork every single person beside you. In your inaugural season as a personal trainer, we're going to delve into the heart and soul of personal training, uncovering the essence of what it takes to be successful in this business. Year one is crucial for every trainer because that's what's going to take you to that next level. Year one is going to be about you really doing every single thing that you don't want to do. It's about you becoming uncomfortable. Get ready to be inspired by my story in my year one, how I really turned this fitness job into a fitness business, into a fitness career, into a fitness calling. And we're going to navigate through the challenges that I faced, and we're going to talk about it and really delve deep into the fact of how I overcame a lot of those obstacles. Okay? Get ready, stay tuned. This episode of the Rise and Thrive podcast by Manny Fraser. All right, fitness warriors, welcome to another episode of the Rise and Thrive pod, the ultimate destination for personal trainers and fitness enthusiasts ready to conquer year one in the personal training world. I'm your host, Manny Fraser, and today we're diving deep into the core principles that define success in personal training, entrepreneurship, hustle, an unyielding passion for outworking everyone around you and just taking ownership of your business. So let's get ready. Let's get started. Let's talk about year one. So my year one was hectic. Now, if you want to know about my year one was straight up. Let me tell you this, okay? So in August of 2013, I was released from federal penitentiary. And when I got out, I spent the last 4 years telling everybody that it was either pen mates with people that were like my cellies, my people that I would work out with. I told them, what are you going to do when you get out? I said, I'm going to become a personal trainer. I'm going to become a personal trainer. I'm going to become a personal trainer. That's all I said for legit 4 years. So as soon as I got out, day one, year one, press play. Let's go. I'm ready to go. So I think, you know what? This is going to be easy. So the first thing I did, I got released. I was in the not John Howard side. I went to Ottawa. That's where my girlfriend was at the time, who's now my wife. I love you. And I love you because you stuck by me, even though you didn't have to. And this was the time that you didn't have to stick by me. And I get released, and I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I am in the best shape of my life. Let me tell you something. I'm at like 8% body fat, 188 pounds. I got that prison bod on lock. Dreadlocks down to my shoulder, and I look great. But remember, I just got released from the pen. So I applied to be a personal trainer at a big box gym. I didn't lie about being released from the pen. I'm being honest. At the end of the day, that's my story. And at the end of the day, some people learn from going to university. I learned from going to prison. And that's my story. And like I gotta own that story, and I gotta work with that story. So I get released and I apply for my first job. It is at a big box gym in Ottawa. I go apply for it, and guess what happens? I think it's all going to be sunshine and roses. They're going to hire me. Look at me. I look great. Yeah, guess what? They didn't hire me. And so I ended up working at a car wash. And I remember this day. I was working at a car wash. I took my girlfriend out. We were at a restaurant eating dessert. And I'm sitting down with her and I'm talking with her. And she's talking. And I'm like, what? What'd you say? And she's like, babe, this isn't it. You can't do this job anymore. Now, if you guys ever worked at a car wash that has the loud vacuums going, and those loud vacuums are going 24/7. So you can imagine your ears. So, anyways, I was like, okay, let me apply again to be a personal trainer. So it's a couple months have gone by since that first interaction with the big box gym. So I apply again for that big box gym again. But this time I applied for the sales role in the same big box gym, different location, sales. And I meet with the recruiter. I remember her name to this day, Michelle Harlow. Thank you. If you're listening to this, thank you for taking a chance on a guy like me. So I said, okay, let me go apply for this position. I meet with her that day and I'm like, okay, I want to be in the fitness industry. She asked me, okay, well, what do you want? What do you want? Where do you see yourself in a year to 2 years? I said, a personal trainer. It's like, oh, so if you want to be a personal trainer, why don't you start being a personal trainer? I'm like, I don't know. They didn't hire me. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm hungry. Okay, well, if you want to be a personal trainer, I can introduce you to the personal training manager and get you in with that. Okay. Now it says here that you have a criminal record. Yep. Did you do anything that involved kids or anything like that? Nope. Okay, that's all we need to know. All right, great. So that's the extent of my criminal record. I meet my fitness manager, and remember, I am jacked. I look the part. So automatically it's like, okay, so I look the part. I don't speak like I just got out of prison. So I have a chip on my shoulder, but I'm really good at hiding this chip. And I only release it in terms of the only place I released that chip was working out. That's why I needed working out for that. And that's a whole other topic. So what ends up happening is I get the job. Well, I get the interview and I'm applying for the interview. I'm calling my friends and I'm like, okay, how do I get this job? What's the workout? Call my sister to help me design a workout program. I just want to make sure it's really good. I prep for this interview. I want to make sure I was really good because I really wanted this job. I want an opportunity. Some people, so opportunity, this is the first point. Some people see the opportunity of working in this big box gym as, it's a stepping stone to their next point in life. For me, the opportunity to work in this big box gym was my second chance at life. And so, like, you don't realize that when I say that. I just got released 4 years in the pen. This big box gym was my second chance to do something that is positive in life. And I needed this opportunity because I needed it and I wanted it because I thought about it from the entire time and I knew I could do it. So opportunity came. I took the job. So one of my in my interview, I went there and they asked me, they're like, okay, name muscles in your back, and name the muscles in my back, name the muscles in your leg, name muscles in my legs. What would be your business plan to reach out to people? I'll go talk to people. I'll do whatever. Okay, cool. All right. So are you willing to talk to people? Of course I'm willing to talk to people. All right. How long do you think it'll take you to talk to 5 people? I don't know, 10 minutes. Okay. You're going to go out there and do it. Really? Yep. Okay. Here's a pen and paper. You're going to go there and get their name, needs, goals, and time frame. Okay. Ready? Ready. All right, go. I go out. I get out of the office. The first thing I do is I go and the first person I see, I introduce myself. Hi, my name is Manny. I'm a new personal trainer here. I'm doing an interview right now. All I need is your name. I need to know your goals and when you want to accomplish your goals by. My name's Chris. My goal is to lose 10 pounds. I want to do it by the summertime. All right, Chris, looking forward to helping you. Next person. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da, blah, blah, same next person. Blah, 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 next person. Da-da-da, da-da-da, next person. 5 people, 3 minutes. My manager came back. He was stunned because he was like, wow, I don't think I've had anyone ever do that. And I'm like, opportunity. When opportunity comes, you take it. Because in entrepreneurship, okay, first up in entrepreneurship is opportunity. Next is hustle. You got to have hustle. Hustle is something that I learned a long time ago. Hustle is, I've always been told I'm a hustler. You're a hustler. You're a hustler. Right? There's a whole song about this. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. Right? But I was always told I'm a hustler. So in my head, I'm a hustler. What does a hustler do? A hustler will do anything it takes to survive. It doesn't matter what they need to do. So at certain points, my extent was illegal or not illegal or legal. For me, at this point in my life, I only want legal. Why? Because hey, I'm a legal person. I got a lot of responsibility, but it's also what you want to put out there in the world. I want to put out and do great things. I don't want to do illegal things. So what ends up happening? I get the job. From that moment, when I get the job, he tells me, "This is the job. I want to give it to you. Do you want the job?" I said, "Yes, I want this job." And so began my year one, October of 2013. It's in Canada, Ontario, working at this big box gym. And when I was working at this big box gym, I was there early in the morning and I was there late in the evening. I was there every single day. I did whatever it took. So what did I do? I talked to as many people as possible and I didn't take no for an answer. I had an unyielding passion to talk to as many people as possible to really focus on what my dreams were. I was trying to turn my dreams into reality. My dreams were training people. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to give as much people Manny fitness as much as possible. So many, anyone that I can train is going to train with me. If you're breathing, I want to train you. I didn't care about what your goals were. And what I mean by that is that I didn't care what it needed to do. I needed experience. I needed an opportunity. I needed a door that was open. And by me walking on the floor and talking to people and saying, "Hey, what's your goals? What do you want to work on? Hey, you want to come in for a free workout? Oh, you're doing a group fitness class? Instead of doing that group fitness class, how about you try my boot camp? It's just one time. Just try it once." And I just gave as much as possible, gave and gave and gave and gave and gave and gave and gave, because my passion was enough to fill other people's cups. So from that point, my passions what dictated and led me to being successful in my job. So my first month, I did 40 consults. Guess how many closed? How many I closed? Rock star I am. Guess how many I closed? Zero. I closed none. I didn't close anything. And main reason I didn't close anything is because I didn't know how to. There's an art to closing. I didn't have that art. I was standing there and I had imposter syndrome, the hardest. Remember, I was just released from prison in August of 2013. October of 2013, I am on parole and I'm working at this big box gym and I'm trying to stay on the straight and narrow. And I'm now asking people for $5,000 and $10,000 for training. Meanwhile, a couple months ago, I was asking for a bag of chips. I was asking for a bag of chips and lunch for training. So understand the value of what training means is totally different, and I had to change my mindset to make sure that was what I understood. Right? I was training people when I was in the pen, but they weren't paying me $10,000. They were paying me canteen for a month, and they were paying me like 60, 70, $80. The currency is different in there, right? That's a whole other episode talking about the currency of the penitentiary. So I get in, I get out, and I'm giving out as much as possible. So I do 40 consults my first month. And I know the first month ends, and my manager gives it up to me. He says, "Good job completing 40 consults." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm looking for my first agreement though. That's what I need. And at this point, I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But I'm like, nope, nope. I have the opportunity to be here, to be an entrepreneur. I have the hustle and the drive, and I have the passion. But here's what I have the ability to outwork everyone. It's me against me. That's all it is. So if it's me against me, and I'm willing to outwork me from last month, guess what? All right, month 2, let's go. Started up my boot camp, signed up 6 people into it. I was like, okay, there's a win. Got 6 people started in my boot camp. Got a client given to me from my manager. And then I got another client, but it was a short-term client. So I'm like, okay, we're starting to move in the right direction. Let's go. Then it's November. Then it's December. December comes around. I go home for Christmas. I'm trying to figure this stuff out. I don't have a lot of money still. And I'm really figuring out this personal training is for me, but I got boot camp started. I got a temporary client. I got another client that was given to me, and I'm really trying to work this thing work. December comes along. I gain 2 clients. Boom, let's go. January comes around, 2014. Guess what happens? I gain 4 clients. February, 3 clients. February, March, 2 clients. April, 4 clients. May, 3 clients. And then it's June. I'm looking at June and my ability. So here's the thing I looked at. My work ethic was I wanted to outwork everyone in my club. Why? Because the same thing that I had when I was inside, I wanted to be stronger than everyone else. I want to have the biggest deadlift, the biggest squat, the biggest bench. So I want to outwork everyone, and I was willing to outwork everyone. That was my year 1. So from that point there, I knew I was willing to outwork everyone in the room, including my assistant fitness manager, including my manager, including every single person that was there. I was willing to stay up early, come in early, stay back late, do consults at any single time, and work out when I needed to. I was willing to put it all and leave it all there because that was my opportunity that I've been waiting for 4.5 years. So when that opportunity came, I took it. So at this point now, we're now in March, April. I hit 170 hours of personal training. I find out there's a record for hours in the club, and it's 172. I missed it by 2 hours. The next month, I hit 176 with going to a trip back to Toronto for a day, declaring bankruptcy. That's a whole other story, and coming back. So that's in May. Hit 176, hit the club record for hours, and then I did it again in June. So altogether, in terms of hours, I came 3rd in my club in hours, and I started in October. And I came 3rd in my club in revenue, and I started in October. The only people that beat me in revenue were my manager and my assistant fitness manager. And I finished with 86,000 my first year in sales. If my first year, if I was there from July, I would have been number 1 in the club. I outworked everyone. And then from there, the following month, I remember I was sitting with 16 clients, 2 boot camps, and I thought I was just the best. And at that point, I dropped in clients, didn't get a couple of people to renew, and then I didn't sell anyone, which was really weird because after selling people for so many months, it was weird not to sell anyone. And I'm like, okay, this is never going to happen again. We're not done my year 1. We're still only 6 months in, and it's summertime. Guess what happens? August, sign up 2 people. Because I remember I sat down with my manager and we talked about it. It's like, well, you know what? You have to start looking at people because you're busier now. You have to take advantage of you being busy. What does that mean? So I had to start taking ownership. Ownership of what? My schedule. What type of clients do you want? I'm full. Well, what does full mean? A lot of trainers get into this. They got 15 clients. I'm full. What does full mean? Write down your clients on a piece of paper right now. Okay. If you're in year 1 and you're listening to this, you're watching this, write down all the clients you have. Pause this video. Write down the clients you have. Now that we're unpaused, write down who they are, what their goals are. Let's pause it again. Okay. Now, if you unpaused again, now look at all the clients you have and look at their goals. If you don't have the goals that they have, and they're not past 1 year, those clients will probably not renew with you. Oh, Manny, you know what? I love training with you. I'm going to stay with you for life. Okay, cool. Nice. Hey, you're up for renewal. Oh, man, sorry. Life happened. I'll come back around next time. No one cares about your business as much as you do. You have to take ownership of it. A lot of trainers don't do that. So what happens is that they're allowing the business to take control of them instead of them taking control of the business. Now, let me get this straight for you guys. Okay. You are the owner here. Now, as the owner, you have to understand, what's it going to take for me to own my business? I'm a manager. I can own your business. But if you want me to own your business, I'm going to run it the way I want to run it, which means I want you to be here at 6 a.m. I want you to be here, leave at 10 a.m., 10 p.m. I'm running your business. I'm going to own it. Now, you want to take ownership of your business? Start running a profitable business. How does that work? You got to take ownership of it. So what did I do? When I started taking ownership, when I was at 15 clients, I didn't stop prospecting. So what did I do? I hit the floor on the weekends, started talking to people that were in the club, just talking to them, building relationships. And now my relationships turned into clients. Walker, walking on the treadmill. That's not a guy walking treadmill. His name's Walker. He's on the treadmill, started talking to him, found out he was looking into training. So I started talking to him like, hey, how's it going, buddy? What's your goals? What do you want to work on? When do you want to accomplish it? All right, let's come in for a free session. Let's see what's going on. Brought him in for a free session. He liked it. Okay, hey, bring him for another free session. Brought him in for another free session. He liked that. And I said, hey, okay, well, if you like it, let's talk about training options. Okay, sat down, talked about training options. It's like, all right, you know what? And my goal, so understand this, when I said I took ownership, the next thing I took ownership of was how many times a week I'm training people and how many sessions is everyone getting. So if you want to train with me, now that I'm at 15 clients, the bare minimum that I take in terms of sessions was 100 sessions or over. So what ended up happening? Every single person that wanted to train with me bought 100 sessions. Why? Because I made that my expectation of what I wanted. I took ownership of my business. So instead of taking what the business threw at me while I was busier, I got in front of the things that happen to trainers, the up and down cycle for trainers. So it's the up cycle. I have so many clients. I'm balling. Life is great. And then down cycle. Oh, I have no clients now. Oh man, this job sucks. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Wait, time out here. Pause. Define success. You're an entrepreneur. So that means you have to go down with this. You're a hustler. You have an unyielding passion to make this work. You want to outwork everyone. So why are you saying now that you don't know if this is going to work? You're saying that right now because you got in your head. And this is the biggest part. In year one, you're going to get in your head. People are going to come tell you, why are you being a personal trainer? There's no money in personal training. Why would you want to do that? How about you get a real job? Why are you working in the gym? So instead of you taking ownership, the job is taking ownership of you. And now what ends up happening is that you're trying to figure this out, but you can't, because now you're operating off of fear. Now, because you're operating off of fear, and because you're scared of what has to happen next, you're now going to go to somewhere that, you know what, that you don't want to go to. You said you want to be a personal trainer. You said you like fitness. You said this is your passion. So be passionate about it. The way I always saw this is like this. There are people who are making a career out of this. What is the common theme of those people? They're passionate about fitness. They love what they do and they want to inspire and help and grow the fitness field. They want to help people. Yes, there's the ups and downs, but this is where you got to figure it out. As an entrepreneur and a hustler, you got to figure it out. So I took ownership. So when I took ownership, every single person from there on out that wanted to train with me bought 100 sessions or more. I kid you not. August sold up 200 sessions. Then it came into September, sold another 100, and then I started selling for other people. So I sold 4 contracts in September. Then October came around, sold another 4 contracts. And then November came around, and this is actually when I was going to move back to Toronto. October. So October, let's go into October. October 2013. I did 40 consults and I got 0. October 2014. I did 8 consults and closed 4. What a year makes a difference in 1 year. Same person, more confidence and more know-how, understanding of what it takes to be successful. I was also further removed from being 4 years behind bars. But I mean, the year that I had, year 1 was hard. And so I reflect on it. Year 1 was a very difficult time. Okay. And when we're talking about year 1, it's hard. I know it is. Trainers, I know it is. The grind, the late nights, the early mornings, it's hard. We're not just talking about putting in hours. We're talking about outworking everyone. We're talking about the relentless drive for results that sets you apart from the rest. It's not easy. It really isn't. But you have to lead with the passion that you have. So that is the heartbeat of every successful personal trainer. Pause. Period. The passion that every personal trainer has is the heartbeat that they have. The heartbeat of every personal trainer is passion. It fuels them. It's what keeps them going. It's what keeps them going when things get tough. So when I talk to you about my story, understand that is my story. It's what pushes me to be successful. And at this point, it creates a ripple effect of positivity in this community. Why did I come back and start working as a personal trainer? So for those of you who know, I left and I was working, doing some cryptocurrency stuff. Became Crypto Manny for a bit. I'm still Crypto Manny on Twitter. Why did I come back? Because I started realizing that this is my passion. I love fitness. I love what it can do for you. I'm not talking about the looks. The looks department is the most shallowest part. Yes, great. I look great. Okay. How about this? I'm going to be living till I'm 80, 90, or 100. Me, I'm living to 100. 100 plus. How do I want to live? Do I want to be in my bed, bedridden? Do I want to stand up? Do I want to get up? Do I want someone to help me off the toilet? The answer to that is no. So that means I got to do some stuff right now. There are probably other people like that. And that's where my passion comes from. My passion comes from helping people. So I took ownership of my business in year 1. After 6 months, it really changed my business to a point where I am today because of that. And that's my story. So if you're in your year 1, I highly suggest that this podcast, you found it for a reason. Someone passed it on to you. Someone said, hey, listen to this episode because they thought you might get something out of this. And if you did, please share it with someone else. Because for other people that are in year 1, because year 1 is hard. I get it. I know it's hard. But I'm telling you right now, if you said that you wanted to help people, every personal trainer, I want to help people, sunshines and lollipops and rainbows every day. Okay, cool. You got to fight for that. You have 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 to fight for that. If you want to help people, you have to fight for it. If you don't want to fight for it, Go work at a bank. Go do something else. Go do something safer. Because this job, this career, this calling, this thing that we have, all as fitness professionals, we fought for it. And that was the part that changes the game. That last part, fighting for this. You have to fight. You have to make a difference. Okay? I want to see you at the end of this tunnel. I want to see you and celebrate your success. But it ain't going to happen unless you're going to fight. I'm telling you right now. There's a guy out in Vancouver, BC. He's a high-level trainer at the same big box gym that I work out of. And he's working 150 hours from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. Most people told him he couldn't do it. He fought for it. So instead of listening to everyone, oh, you can't do that. I guess I can't do it. He fought for it and became one of the top personal trainers in this company. He fought for it. If you want that, you got to fight for it. It's not easy. No one said it was going to be easy. When I hire people, I straight up tell every single person I hire, this is going to be the hardest job you ever worked. Do you want it? Do you actually want it? Yeah? Okay, cool. It's going to be hard. So guess what? You got to fight for this. So the main things, okay, let's sum it all back up. When it comes down to year one of being a personal trainer, this is what is defined as success. Entrepreneurship, hustle, an unyielding passion, wanting to outwork every single person and be the hardest working person in the room, and taking ownership. Those 5 things will help you in year one. You don't want to do those 5 things, I'm going to tell you. Now, what about you guys that are not in year one anymore? They're in year 2. They're in year 3. I'm going to make another video about year 2 and year 3 about personal training. But if you're in year 2 and year 3 and you're not successful where you're at, or year 4, or year 5, year 6, you're 17, you're 18, you're 20, then and you're kind of stuck in your position, stuck in your job, stuck in a rut. Remember when it felt like when it was year 1. When it was year 1, you saw nothing but opportunity. You got to change your eyes. Open those eyes up. Get the giju out, as my wife says. And see the opportunity that's in front of you for what it is today. And don't look at the past and think about how easy or how difficult or whatever. Take every day for what it is. 2024 is yours if you want it to be. All right. So if you're ready to turn year 1 in personal training into a powerhouse of achievement, if you're ready to rise and thrive in the fitness world, then you're in the right place. This is the Rise and Thrive podcast. It's where we celebrate the journey and embrace the grind. And we're going to elevate. My goal is to elevate the spirits of fitness entrepreneurs. Stay tuned. Stay motivated. Let's make year 1 the year you own your success. This is Manny Fraser signing off of another episode of the Rise and Thrive pod. Until next time, keep rising, keep thriving. Peace.